Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast with a retro movie review. Um, a few weeks ago or a few days ago, I did a review for Final Destination 3, and that kind of led me down the rabbit hole. So today I'm talking about Final Destination. This film is from the 2000s or from the year 2000. This film is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 38 minutes. As of the recording of this video, it has a Rotten Tomato score of 35% and an audience score of 68%. Um, I don't think my score would be as low as the critics, but it's definitely not as high as the audience. But let's talk about some of the people behind this film. This movie is directed by James Wan, who also directed Final Destination 3, written by Glenn Morgan, James Wong, and Jeffrey Reddick. For those that don't know the premise of this film, Alex Browning is embarking on a trip to Paris. Alex experiences a premonition. He sees the plane explode moments after leaving the ground as he insists that everyone get off the plane, and 7 people, including himself, are forced to disembark. All watch the plane as it actually explodes in a fireball. He and the other survivors, briefly cheated dead, but will not be able to evade their fate for a very long time. One by one, these fugitives fall victim to the Green Reaper. This movie stars. It's a long cast, but I'm just gonna kind of focus on Devon Sawa, who's Alex, and then Ali Larder, who is Clear Rivers. Also, we know that spoilers for the next one, Ali Larder is in it. So I went into that knowing this. It's been a long time since I saw this film. This is definitely a rewatch, but yeah, overall, I can see this movie has not aged very well as far as the quality of it goes. I think um, with each installment, especially because I just saw the third one, which is probably my favorite of the franchise. Um, it does so many things just not as good as some of the later films. Um, one of the main things noticed was that in this one, death is very proactive. Like they try to almost like they try to make death almost as its own character, whereas in the later films death is around, but it's never like there's some instances here where death will lock a door, like literally just like the lock will go down on a car door, or like some, like the water will run from a drain and then death will pull it back. So just all those little moments, there's some things that in the other films it feels like, yeah, things are happening, like this like Rube Goldberg machine of events is this, chain of events is happening, but it never feels forced. In this one, it some of the events felt a little forced. Um so that was interesting to notice going back and watching this again. I think Devon Sawa and Ali Larder, who are really the main forces behind this movie, they deliver fun performances for sure. Especially as we see Alex just kind of go into like this madness, this down this hole of like um, just being frustrated, and then to discovering everything and just kind of like being super, just paranoid about everything. Even going as far as to put himself in this cabin, where he's just kind of like ranting about how he's gonna stop death. Is really really weird. So the kills are also not as inventive as some of the later films. I really, it was really interesting just to go back and watch this, and see how they had so many good ideas that didn't fully come to fruition, or that they did better in subsequent films. So going back and watching this, it doesn't feel as good. Maybe that's probably what's happening. This is also in a pre 2001 world, so a lot of the stuff that's happening, because all this starts at an airport, um, like I feel like things would have played out very differently after that. So that also kind of changes my perception of the film. Um, yeah, there's really not a lot to say about this one. I think this film is fine. It's also very hard to find. I had to stream it on like the USA Network, uh, which, and it came with ads, and the ads were kind of cut into the wrong. It was at weird places, but I mean that didn't really affect my viewing of it much. It was just something that was, it was a little notable that this was happening. Um, I'm gonna keep exploring these films. Maybe I should just probably get the bundle of the 5 films, because especially after rewatching 3, which I just rented for the time before knowing I was going to do all this. I should probably, yeah, I think I'm just going to end up watching all five at some point in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. We'll make more videos about that, talk about the final friend. Maybe I'll do another video with my favorite kills and stuff like that. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you like to see. I know there's many horror channels that have already done that, probably way better than I could, but it's still kind of fun to talk about. So yeah, if you like horror from the early aughts, you should probably check this out. It's not bad. It's not the best Final Destination film, and it's not the best of those of that series of horror movies that came out in the late '90s, early 2000s. But I think it's still fun. There's some interesting stuff here, and I also love the evolution. I do like the idea that the songs as clues was there from the beginning, and it's also a very inventive way how Alex figures out the order in which people are going to die. That's also very good. I think there's some really good stuff here, and some stuff that they probably could have capitalized more on that they didn't, but they did in subsequent films. So interesting to see how we started and how far they went in this series. But if you've seen this movie or the series, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.